Guys, well played. Extraordinary finish to that game. Tom, you've just lived out, I think, every kid's dream scoring that goal at the end. Well, we think scoring that goal at the end, but just talk us through it and what it meant to you.
Well, I mean, playing football as a kid, like, you dream of things like this. And I'm just so thankful for Rob even putting me on the pitch for the first place. And then, a dream come true. Hopefully it is my goal, but yeah, just a dream come true.
So even that second, as you're coming onto the pitch, to be a Premier League footballer, you know, whatever happens after that, no one can take that away from you. What is that moment like?
Well, I mean, when he said my name, I didn't think he said my name at first.
You looked round.
yeah, my heart just started beating, but yeah, I just was ready to get on a pitch and just do what I can and try and help the team do as best as they can.
We just had a little chat off camera, and I thought I was about to break your heart and say it wasn't your goal. My latest information is that it is, and you're a Premier League goal scorer. Let's hope that comment stands the test of time, but what would that mean to you?
Yeah, that just means the world. I mean, I trained hard as a kid. I've been playing football my whole life, so to score my Premier League debut is just, it's just feelings I can't describe it at the moment, but yeah, it's just amazing.
But of course, Hugo, he isn't the only person to score his first Premier League goal today. What did it mean to you?
Yeah, amazing. It took me a bit more than him, but
just a little.
Yeah, it's always nice, you know. It's a lot of hard work, like he said, behind. It's not been an easy season, so to get a little reward today was you showed a lot of fight, a lot of resilience for a team that's had a really tough season. Yeah. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, especially when you go 2-0 down at home. But we always believed that if we kept going, we could do what we did today. So I'm so happy for everyone. I think we deserve it, and hopefully we can keep this momentum up.
You better talk us through your finish, because that was some finish.
Yeah, well, as soon as Santi gave me wide, I didn't think it twice. I just tried to shoot on goal, and it went in. So amazing. It was a good night for everyone.
And what was it like to see the stadium like that? Because as I said earlier, it has been tough.
Yeah. One thing that we always say is that we have to do this also for the club, for the fans. They are always there supporting us. It's not been an easy season, so it's always good to give them something, you know, that we are here, we are still working, we are still giving everything every day. So yeah, I'm really happy for them as well.
And Tom, final word to you. Who's here to enjoy that with your friends, family?
I mean, I've been on a bench for a couple of weeks, so my family's been coming to them. But my dad managed to get to this one, so yeah, it's good.
Nice. And your brother? I mean, I don't know if everyone knows, but he's a professional footballer as well for Southampton.
Yeah, I know. Having an older brother who plays football is good, because I've got a role model to look up to and see what it takes to get there. So yeah, it's helpful. Yeah.
And that when you get back to the change room, that phone is going to be red hot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It probably will be. But yeah.
It will be.
Yeah.
Well done. Unbelievable. Well done, both of you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Well done.
Don't know if Martin can muster a smile looking at that. It was a great story, isn't it? For Tom Edozie on the pitch, 10 minutes, his professional debut, and there he is rescuing a point for Wolves. It will mean very little to them, but obviously in terms of the rebuild in the Championship next season, absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at the Wolves' goals, because the first one was a beauty, wasn't it, Glenn, from Hugo Bueno?
That was.
Had a lot of space, didn't he, on the edge of the box, but can't argue with the finish.
No, given space, you've got to punish your opponents, and he does. They changed the play really well here. There, he just gets it. He knows exactly, as that ball's coming to me, he knows I'm getting this on my left foot. I'm not being closed, so that there's no way I'm going to be put under pressure. Mane does really well there. They change it quickly. And Capia doesn't get out quick enough. He really doesn't. He's got to be reading a ball before it gets across to Bueno, and it just opens his body up. And it's a fabulous strike. It really is. The thing is, it had dip as well. It had a little bit of curl, but it had that dip. And this, Martin, was when you were really concerned, weren't you? Going 2-0 was OK, but 2-1, it was always going to be dodgy.
Well, do you know what, in terms of the message for the defenders, so Nketiah there, for me, he's got to get... I mean, if he gets tight enough and stands on that left foot, then he's not even going to think about shooting. But why not? We know he hasn't scored in a whole lot of games, 106 games, but he's thinking, do you know what, might as well take a punt from here. And Nketiah is concerned about keeping his arms down, making handball. Everyone drops and concedes the space too quickly. And then you give your opponent a massive leg up in the game. And at that stage, they were looking like they could get back into it. as I say, becoming nervy at this point.
You wouldn't let me take the box off the camera in the green room to get your emotions, your reactions, Martin. Glenn was making some faces and stuff. There was all sorts going on in there. Did you see it coming, that equaliser? Were you starting to feel nervous towards the end there, 94th minute?
I can't say that I didn't see it coming because I was saying this doesn't look comfortable. And it just felt that there was that feeling of hoping you can win it without going and grabbing it. And I think there would be a feeling now, this might even be a lesson to the group, because when we reflect on it, it's not over for Arsenal. But they have to make sure this is not the beginning of the end of their quest to be champions.
Yeah.
And use it as oxygen going into the next games. But they had a great opportunity tonight, but not enough conviction to finish the game off.
What a moment for Tomadosi, though. He came on in the 84th minute. Rob Edwards throwing him on. We heard his reaction there. And he, delighted. He said that the gaffer gave me a chance. Yeah. And 10 minutes later, he's written his name into the headlines, Glenn.
Well, let's hope it has been given the goal. But it's a great technique, under pressure as well. And he's not thinking too much about it. They make a real big mistake there, Gabriel and Raya. There's got to be a shout from the keeper there. But the ball's played in. This is wonderful technique. And he's nice and relaxed. He's pounced on it and he's kept over the top of the ball. That is the main thing. There's the mistake. You punish people if they make that sort of mistake. Yes,
technique.
he did.
Are you
Great
technique.
technique.
Are you playing spoil sport here? Are you taking that away from him? Is that Calafiori goal? The moment it's a Dozy goal?
No, it should be his goal. And do you know that this is the opposite extreme? So we're talking about different emotions here. This is a kid who didn't even know he was going to be in the squad. He gets off the bench. He comes on, he's got absolutely nothing to lose. He's playing with freedom. And he ends up scoring a massive goal.
And before the game, Mark, that's what we said about Wolves. They're planning for next year. So Rob's looked at that and thought, I'm going to put a young kid on the bench, and he's put him on as well. And he's made the difference.
So what's the message? Don't worry, still top of the table. But where would the main concerns be, Mikel Arteta, first session back on that training pitch?
I think really in front of goal. I think trying to finish teams off. What are you getting as an end product? The ball has gone from one end of the pitch to the other. Jesus has not ended up with an end product. We've not even had a shot at goal, and it's gone straight the other end. I can understand the goalkeeper occasionally, Gabriel. There's a bit of a mix-up. They're both trying to get to a ball that, Gabriel has to trust his goalkeeper. But it becomes a bit nervy, and then it all falls on the defence. So I have some sympathy there. But the front of the team could have kept that, could have time wasted, could have done a whole lot of other things, but giving it away without any real... It was just a nothing challenge, and for it to lead from that was disappointing.
I just feel... I look at Arsenal now at Brentford and today, and I just feel they're doubting themselves. Months ago, they weren't. They were authoritative. They were looking at we are Arsenal, we're going to win it this year. Now, they're doubting themselves, and this is why I said about this analogy of they're under pressure now. It's all about the mentality. They've got to really be strong and collective to go again.
But how hard is that as a manager to reinforce that belief?
Well, first and foremost, he'll be disappointed himself. He's got to pick himself up first before he can pick any of his players up, that's for sure. But it is time. It's time. It's not a crossroads, but it's time to say, we've got to start again here, boys. We've got to go again. They're not decimated with loads of injuries. They're not missing so many players, but they've got to go again. They've got the North London derby at Tottenham, which ain't going to be easy. I think they'll have enough maybe to beat Tottenham because the Spurs' squad at the moment.
There's so much left of the season.
A long way to go.
It's been a bad night, but
they're doubting themselves.
You get knocked down, you get back up again. That's the life of a footballer.
But you know the way this will be dressed up, Martin, whether you like it or not. It'll be a case of, and it's in Arsenal's hands, of course, but it is also now in Manchester City's hands as well with the game at the Etihad.
Yeah, and perhaps it's going to be tough for them. Perhaps now the fact that they can go and maybe see that they can win it becomes difficult for them. They've got rid of 5 or 6 really key players. The De Bruyne's, the Gundogan's, the goalkeeper's gone, Walker's gone, Akanji's gone. So it's a different group, and they're not necessarily as consistent. So it's over to them now to see what they can do.
The key thing for me is the management team around that team has been there and done it.
Well, we know Pep's won 18
so
trophies.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, he's won 18 trophies for Man City. I mean, he's a serial winner. So, at the end of the day, you're up against one of the all-time greats. But you have to give more than you gave tonight. And I think they'll realise that.
Yeah.
The penny will drop for these players, and they have to turn it around.
And will the concern be the fact that the position they were in as well was so commanding, wasn't it? After Bukayo Saka had given them the lead in the 5th minute, and then obviously 2-0 up, and the ability to see out a game against a team who's rock bottom of the Premier League, will that be the main worry?
Well, look, even if Arsenal had won tonight, it's not over, is it? It's certainly not over now that they've drawn a game of football. It's how they react now, which is key. But you can't keep being in front and giving the game away. Go and take it. Want to go and be champions. That's the difference tonight. I thought They had a great opportunity to finish it off. When you've got your opponent with your foot on the floor, you don't let them up. And I thought tonight they gave them a chance to come back in the game. This is 3 minutes in, and Saka, or 5 minutes in, we talked about Saka in this role, and it was working beautifully. But they never, Glenn, I thought they needed to score in this momentum. They needed to score maybe 2, maybe 3
They needed
goals.
to go for the throat just after that. But what would concern me from the Arsenal's camp is that at 2-0, that is the worst they played. They're 2-0 up, and that is where out of the 90-plus minutes, that's the worst they played. They went downhill with
Glenn,
their
just
performance.
to add something to what you're saying there, last 5 games in the Premier League, they've dropped 7 points from winning positions.
There's a doubt in their minds. That's what I'm talking about. There's a definite doubt in their minds, and I just feel that unless they win the next couple of games, and all this will be, yesterday's talk, they've got a real couple of games ahead of them now. They really have got to focus in. They've got cup in between as well, of course, but the bottom line is they are self-doubting. When you do that, that's a very difficult thing mentally to overcome.
It's hard to dress that up in a positive way when you look at that, Martin, last 7.
Yes, but when you're on the inside of that, you have to flick that switch, Will. Yeah. Like people can have fun with it, where it seems everywhere you go as an Arsenal man, everyone's loving it, that Arsenal, things are slipping away. But on the inside, you've got to be tough. You've got to have that steely determination to say, do you know what, I don't care what's coming my way. Oh, we're better than that, and we can turn this around. I'd like to see Havertz back. He's becoming maybe all too important because he's been injured again. That's not his fault. He's only took to the pitch 9 times in a calendar year. That's been painful. So you need to get people back. Marino's out now for the rest of the season pretty well. So that hurts the group, Ødegaard. But you need someone. You need that match winner. That's someone who gives everyone belief, puts it out of sight.
But they should have done that after Brentford. What you're saying is right. You've got to do that. But after Brentford, they've dropped points there. Then you're saying what you're saying, but it hasn't happened tonight. And unless they get a win under their belt at the weekend, they're going to be in trouble.
But it's relentless. It's game after game. It's relentless for us, covering the games, talking about the games. Never mind the players. But at the end of the day, if they can win it, it's a beautiful feeling. So they've got to keep striving for that. Well, look, they're not going to give up, Will.
No, I know you're not. And I love the fighting attitude. And that will be, of course, the talk in the Arsenal dressing room. But this is what's to come. Up to...
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a pivotal moment, to be honest with you, Pete. A vital one, maybe a turning point. We'll wait and see. Obviously, it's in Manchester City's hands now, but having been 2 goals up against the team that's rock bottom on 9 points, just not good enough for a team that's hoping to win the title. And the way, things unravelled at the end, Trossard just trying to waste time, and then David Raya panicking, coming out when he didn't need to come out. It doesn't bode well, really, for Arsenal being able to handle the pressure, I think.
When you're looking at this game with Arsenal, it didn't feel like they were feeling very comfortable throughout the whole game. They scored 5 minutes into it with Bukayo Saka, and then you're thinking, can they take control at this point? Where do you think that was lacking in this game?
It's difficult to say. Having got off to such a great start, the perfect start, you're thinking, yeah, they're going to put the foot on the accelerator and take the game away from Wolves, but they almost stepped off it, allowed Wolves back into the game, gave them some confidence, and Arsenal did make it difficult for themselves. But, at 2-0, you're thinking that it's home and hosed, and then Hugo Bueno produces something special, and all of a sudden this place is alive again, and Arsenal get twitchy. That there were clearly a lot of nerves within the camp. The whole situation seems to be getting the better of them. It did tonight, and going forward, hopefully that won't be the case going forward. But it doesn't bode well, Pete.
Yeah, Smarges Merse, you're right, mate.
Hi, Merse.
It's going to come on full blast now. Being bottle jobs, melting. Last few years. It's full on now, drawn away at Brentford and then being 2 goals up against the worst team in the league. Let's not get away from that. They've got 10 points now. It's going to come on. How are they going to cope with this now?
Yeah, big job for Arteta, Merse, isn't it, now, to try and calm things down. He's really got to earn his money, I think, because, what you saw out there at the final whistle with Jesus on the Wolves defender, losing his composure, rattled. Obviously, the whole Arsenal side were frustrated, but they've just got to settle down. We've spoken so often about them being the best team, the best squad in the league. But, you know, that counts for nothing if you haven't got that composure and ability to play and get results under pressure. And as you say, Merce, yeah, that word bottle will be used quite a bit in the next few days.
Premier League referee Mark Clattenburg has apologised for comments made during the broadcast of last night's match, stating that they were, quote, clumsy and not right. Immediately after the incident, Clattenburg claimed Vinicius Jr. reporting the comments was making life difficult for the referee Francois Letessier. He has since released this statement. Nothing justifies racism in sport or in life. I'm grateful to have a chance to follow up on last night. I got it wrong. I'm sorry. It was live TV. My job is to respond in the moment, and the words I used were clumsy and not right. I'm already learning from this and appreciate my colleagues who covered the situation with class.
Arsenal's title
throughout.
charge has hit a major talking point after a dramatic 2-2 draw against Wolves. In a game filled with momentum swings, defensive questions, and big moments, the Gunners walked away with just a point. And now the big question is unavoidable. Are Arsenal slowing down at the worst possible time in the title race? From the first whistle, this was never going to be straightforward. Wolves came out aggressive, pressing high and refusing to allow Arsenal time to settle into their usual rhythm. The Gunners have built their success this season on control, sharp passing, and intelligent movement, but at Molineux, that control was tested repeatedly.